Hey guys, this is Nice for Nightosphere, and welcome back to Buried. Guys, in the last episode, Dennis and we were just trying to find out what's going on and everything. And yeah, I'm just gonna hush up, and so we can play this game, guys. Let's get into chapter 2. Tunnel. Okay. We're standing on a thin platform of what looks like a fancy subway. The rails look well used but not old. There are overhead lights that are very dim, as if are running on an emergency power. The dim overhead lights are a blessing, but the size of the place makes me feel vulnerable. Staring ahead, the tunnel seems to be endless. It almost dizzy. But there's a small light further ahead, and then a space that breaks the monotone of the tunnel's curved surface. Another platform, maybe. Okay, so we can either choose why are we in the subway tunnel, or Dennis, what do you think this is? I think that if we ask his opinion, we wouldn't seem as scared. I don't know. Let's just ask Dennis. Looks like we're waiting for the D train, says Dennis, with a deadly sounding cackle. Also, the ringing noise is louder down here. It's much more solid now, and there's some other sound. Something like a faint humming of machinery. What's your take on this, boss? You think we're safe here? Not at all. This is what I think to myself, but I don't want to let Dennis seem that I'm rattled. While he seems to be limping along much better than when we first stumbled into this place, he is still in a rough shape. I'm leading him here, and I should probably make him feel confident. Yeah, even though I don't want to really lie to him, but we have to, still make him confident, because if he seems okay, come on, guys, let's just be real. His best friend died, and that's rattling him. Let's try to, console him and comfort him. You reassure Dennis. Well, we're too far in to go back, I say. Besides, if we get caught for trespassing, I'm pretty sure we'll slide by. We're good. You're in pain, and we got to find the rest of our crew. They could still be here somewhere. Dennis nods and looks reassured. Weak and miserable. From the looks of it, we can still either left or right. The left is slightly lit, the right not much. This makes me uneasy because I can sense the wrong one. One wrong turn in a place like this would have us wandering for hours. Suddenly I jerk my head to the right as I hear an unmistakable sound of someone walking. Did you hear something? I asked Dennis, my eyes straining to see anything in the darkness. Not sure, he says. Maybe it's some kind of sound like footsteps. I wait a moment, but the sound doesn't come again. So those are our options. To the left are flickering lights indicating that we'll be able to at least see. There's also a low hum of machinery and a sign of life. To the right is just darkness, but we also heard footsteps in that direction. As much as I would love to stand the light, come on, guys, I can't stand the dark. One of the reasons why I have such a hard time trying to play horror games, but you know what, just for the sake of suspense, and just for the sake of trying to progress in the story, let's try to follow the footsteps. I know that might seem like a bad decision, but that could be one of our crew, and if not, it could be someone that we could that could still help us. So let's go to the right. Oh gosh, You just decided to go into the darkness? If there's anyone here, it's worth speaking to. Right it is. Oh gosh. Oh gosh, there's no going back. Oh, I'm so scared, honestly. Oh, this is even worse. Oh goodness. As we leave the glow of the electric lights, things instantly start to feel a bit more sinister. I look at Dennis' injuries again. The gash along his side is inflamed now, and while the bleeding seems to have stopped, the amount that he has soaked into his pants and shirt is beyond alarming. How much further can you walk? I ask him. Can you keep going? Yes, Dennis says. Let's walk into the deep dark tunnel that has no business being here. Okay, he's right. The darkness we find ourselves in, it feels thick, like walking in syrup. I am reminded of the fear I felt as a child when I had to go into the basement to fetch tools for my dad. I was sure there were snakes and spiders or monsters of unimaginable horror lurking down there. I feel that same way here, walking through the tunnel. That's when I see a human figure far back in the tunnel, silhouetted in the faint light at the end. He's standing on some other platform up ahead and likely cannot see us. It looks like he might be holding a gun, but it's too dark to be sure. Oh dear. Oh dear. Okay. Well, first thing, I know it might seem really, really bad, but we have to actually say something, because if we don't say something, this guy might shoot us with a shotty, and we would be like, no, dude, don't pop us with some shotties, please. But he might shoot us because he doesn't know if we're friendly, and plus with Dennis on my side, we probably look like some makeshift bear, you know what I'm saying, guys? Okay, so, I'm not gonna stay quiet, I'm gonna say, hey, who's there? My voice echoes through the tunnel, bouncing endlessly off the walls. The figure turns towards us and freezes, like a deer sensing danger. Why the heck did you do that? Dennis whispers to me. We don't know who that is. We don't know where we are. I don't know, I say. Maybe he could answer some questions, but that doesn't happen. The person cannot see us in the dark. And after a moment, the figure rushes away through a door up ahead. Well, at least he didn't shoot us. That's a plus. Because if he shot us, I'd just be there, laying there like, help me, please, help. As we head further into the tunnel, we reach another platform. There's light coming from the platform, but like the overhead lights, they are dim red emergency lights. I start to wonder if the explosion at the logging site caused a power outage in this place, whatever this is. The ringing noise that I originally thought was in my head is getting louder. I'm starting to think it's some sort of alarm. When we come into the large open area around the tunnel, it further resembles a subway station. As much as I try to ignore the reality, it's undeniable. We have stumbled into some sort of high-tech transportation system that is buried beneath the forest of Kentucky. It makes absolutely no sense and creates an entirely new sort of fear that what the heck we've walked into. I notice that Dennis seems confident, though. When we reach the large opening, we have to climb over the rails and up into the platform. I have to help Dennis over the rails and then up the small utility ladder that is bolted into the opposite side of the travelway. When he reaches the large open area resembling a subway waiting area, he collapses on the floor and lets out a heaving breath. You know what? Dennis says, exasperated. This is ridiculous. I quit. I'm not going any further. On top of worrying about my crew and the madness of wherever we are, I'm not in the mood for Dennis to act like a baby. Okay. We can either be like, come on, Dennis, you can do this, or get up and pull it together, Dennis. I feel like if we just get super mad at him, he will retaliate and just be like, I'm about to blow a fuse if you don't stop this. I'm pretty sure he would do that. But, you know what? Let's try to just have patience with him and try to have more optimism and just try to stay confident. We have to keep pushing him on, not in a bad way, just try to help him. It's okay, take it easy, you can do this. I'm not the one with the gash in my side, I think to myself, so I decide to cut him some slack. Darn, boss. I'm sorry, he says. It's okay, I say. I don't know how you're still on your feet, if I'm being honest. Stubbornness. He says with a weak laugh. You need a minute to rest, I ask, as warmingly I can muster. No. If I sit down to rest, I'm afraid I might not get back up. Let's keep going while I can still go. I reach down and help him to his feet, and then we get ourselves up and onto the platform. Right on the front of us, there is an entrance of a long hallway exiting the platform area. It's at this point I realize these red emergency lights might be on for someone else who is actually supposed to be here, like that guy I saw earlier standing on the platform. Well, he already knows that we're here, so let's just go ahead and rage like a stinking idiot and be like, hey, where you at though? Honestly, he just knows. Let's just yell out anyway. Doesn't even matter, honestly. Hello, anyone here? I ask, my voice raised to almost a shout. There's not much of an echo. My voice falls flat like a rock from the sky. I'm almost glad that I don't get an answer. Hearing anything else is in this hollow silence would have given me a heart attack. The emergency lights continue to flicker overhead, casting a sick sort of pinkish light on everything. My mind is racing with what sort of place this might be. It's obvious that it's meant to be a secret, and if it is supposed to be a secret, and there was a power outage recently, maybe most of everyone has been evacuated. But then, why was the one person still here? Why are you asking all these questions? This is a thought that does not make me feel any more better as we walk towards the platform exit. We step inside it, and it seems just as empty as every other place. Even we've come through, weakly illuminated by the overhead emergency lights. We're standing inside a hallway that looks surreal for a moment. Whew. Okay, I think we could take a little breather, because right now I feel like this. I forgot my guy's name. Is that bad that I forgot my guy's name? Let's just call him Billy, because Billy's so generic. But I don't know, why did that guy run? It's not like we're gonna shoot him up. He was like, nah, I ain't gonna deal with this. Let's just keep on going, guys. Let's just keep on going. We're good. We're good. This looks creepy. This actually looks legitimately creepy. The hallway reminds me of a hospital wing, but there's something not quite right about it. It's the first clean and tidy area I've seen since coming into the woods. It looks like it was recently in use despite the dim emergency lights overhead. There are chairs against the walls, and the floor looks well cleaned. as do the walls. The ringing noise is definitely coming from here, and a small flashing red light along the ceiling seems to flash along with it. That ringing noise is an alarm, I say, if only to confirm my own thought. But for what? Dennis asked. And then he asked the question that has been on my mind since I found the little building in the woods. What the heck is this place? We exchange a look that speaks volumes. We reach the end of the hallway and hear a sound like a large metallic grinding. This is followed by a clicking noise, then the unmistakable noise of a generator kicking on. Okay. Just please. Oh, okay. Thanks, ominous music. You make me feel better. Without the warning, the facility jolts to life. The red glow of the emergency lights is suddenly replaced to bright white fluorescent ones. That mechanical hum is oddly comforting. Somehow the power being back on urges us on. It's then that I notice the ringing noise had stopped. So it had been an alarm, but for what? The power just failure? Okay. We head down into the hallway, the electric hum of the lights sounding an area overhead. Over then that, the place is dead quiet. The hall is about 100 feet long, with two main doors, one door opening onto a larger room that looks like a conference room with a whiteboard and papers strewn about. Across the hall, another door, like a laboratory of some sort. Dennis slumps against the wall in defeat and lets out a scary sounding chuckle. Something funny? I ask as the dark and brooding panic starts to grip me. Dennis just keeps chuckling as he slides down to the floor. I'm just going to sit here while you look around, he says. There's a look in his eyes that reminds me far too much of a dead animal on the side of a road. Well, that's reassuring, okay, because now it seems like it's a foreshadow that Dennis is gonna die. I don't know by what, but he's probably gonna die. Maybe because he lost so much blood. But do we go into the conference room, probably read some papers that would probably give us an idea what all this is, or enter a lab? You know what? I think entering the conference room would probably be our best bet, knowing about, or we can just enter the lab. A lab just speaks so much volume. Okay, I don't even know. I don't know, let's just enter the lab. Ooh, okay. Walking inside, I see small vials and glass containers held in a clear glass case. Everything is either glass or silver. I can instantly feel that I'm dirtying the place up. I notice several test tubes in glass cases, as well as some sort of tube system that seems to have clear fluid trapped inside it. In the back corner, I find a laptop in screensaver mode. Laptop. I hit the enter key and the plain black background pops up. There are several icons and folders to choose from. I click the folder labeled Test 1.5 Ethos. A few documents are filled with formulas and names I mostly don't understand, but there are some things that are easy to understand. Things that make my blood go cold. Subject number 6, cause of death, embolism or aneurysm, or both. Ideas for delivery mode, spherical liquid, induce comatose state first, TerraCore Co. Possible plutonium sampler. Okay, it's not like I understand that. I really don't understand. I'm just like, okay, I'm just looking at really the top part when it says cause of death. I'm like, okay. Alright, it's an aneurysm. Great! Let's look at the test tubes. Let's see if there's anything. I can't help but to check out the test tubes. They're filled with varying green and light blue fluids. One of them looks like I have some sort of glowing dirt resting at the bottom of it. Another holds what looks like a grasshopper submerged in liquid, only it's the strangest grasshopper I've seen. At first it looks like it's expanding and contracting like a blowfish. Then it contracts so much that it vanishes completely. Okay, and as I look closer, it springs back into existence in a complete different test tube, and I'm embarrassed when I actually jump back. I take another look around the lab, trying to piece together what might have been taking place here. I smell some sort of chemical in the air, and it makes me think that someone has used this lab recently. Outside the hallway, I hear Dennis grunting. I head out of the room to see he's still seated on the floor, but I don't get very far because as I exit, a man comes rushing around the corner with an automatic rifle in his hand. I'm sorry. Oh no. Oh dear, this is bad. This is bad. Don't shoot us. Please. It's hard to look beyond his rifle, but the man carrying it is young with messy dark hair. His skin is so pale that I wonder if he maybe lives down here. He has the look of a guy who's been cooped up for a little too long. He doesn't seem like the kind of person that I trust with a gun in a stressful situation. As he sees us in the doorway, he screams and brings the gun up. It's aimed directly at my head. Dennis jumps up and stands next to me like he's ready to run for it. I recognize him by his height and build. He's the person I could barely see back in that dark tunnel. Okay? He has a gun, and he will kill us if we try to attack him. I'm just telling you this now. Let's not be stupid, and at least let's try to calm him down. So put hands up in the air. I put my hands in the air, surprised at how natural it feels to go into this surrendered state. I'm sorry. Maybe it's because that it feels like a dream. Maybe it's because I feel like I'll snap awake if a maniac pulls the trigger. I recognize you. You stopped around and set off the security mics in the entrance. What? I ask, unable to think of anything else to say. Who are you? The man asked. Did you do this? The man's eyes us both, and I see something in his eyes that unsettles me. He is scared, but there's something else. Okay. We're nobody, don't shoot us. Or we're just, let's tell him the truth. Let's tell him the truth. Hopefully he doesn't kill us for the truth. I mean, good night. People do that. Okay, his eyes look distant for a minute and then says, bullcrap. But for some reason, I'm pretty sure he knows I'm telling the truth. Someone knocked the power out, the man says. It's back on, but if it was out long enough, well, we're in a heap of trouble. Was it you who sent you? Look, we don't know what you're talking about, Dennis says. Something happened out in the woods. Are you alone? Are there others with you? The armed man asks, thrusting the gun into my face. How the heck did we get in this situation? I think to myself. If only I had left that darned ringing noise alone, we wouldn't be here. Okay, I'm sorry. I was curious. All right. I'm not really sure if we want to give this guy information yet. We don't know anything about him. Then, again, he might have answers. If we lied to him, he might shoot us. But he might have other people and he could kill our crew. Okay, let's just be honest. We're looking for our crew. We have other crew members that we can't find. I say, your crew, he asks, seeming confused. If this man thinks we're nuts, there's no telling what he might do. The fact that he looks like a little crazy himself makes the situation even hairier. But how do you get in? How do you get in here? I point down the hall and towards the subway. We came in that way. The doors weren't locked. His expression calms a bit, but I'm still very aware of the gun that is leveled less than a foot away from my face. Okay, let's not grab the gun. He still is in control of the situation. Let's talk him down. Please put the gun down. You ask the man calmly to put his gun down. The only way I'm putting this rifle down is after I've blown all your brains out, the man says. With that, he sticks the muzzle of the gun in my face. It's a childish move, a playground tactic at best, but it's sufficient to show me that he knows he's in control now. Then he levels the rifle at Dennis. I can only assume it's because of his wounds he make it appear to be the weaker of us. The man takes a shaky step forward. Dennis back and forth between the barrel of the gun and me, his eyes pleading for help. Okay, I'm not gonna let Dennis just take the blow for me. Come on, I mean, for heaven's sakes, this guy has a gash in his side, and his intestines are probably coming out like Haymitch in the Hunger Games. He's like, yeah, okay, all right. Shut up. Let's get on with this. Step between Dennis and the gun. You step between the gun and Dennis. Before I'm fully aware of what I'm doing, I step out in front of Dennis. The barrel of the rifle is nearly touching my chest now. Both Dennis and the man seem a little confused at my action, and I do my best to swallow down my fear. I don't know what's going on here, I say, but we are here by mistake. Well, you have no business here, the man says, but now the power is on, I think you might be too late anyway. For what? I ask. But he doesn't answer me. Instead, he steps forward and it actually pushes me backward with the end of his rifle. The man repeats a question he asked before, one that makes no sense and honestly makes me think he might be a little crazy. Who sent you? He asks. You jerks from the Pentagon. I'm not quite sure how to take this question. Is this guy joking? Yeah, I'm the president. Yeah, dude, I'm the president. Put your gun down before I have every single firearm at your face. Okay, no. No, what the heck are you talking about? Let's not try to rile him up with anger. Let's just be like, I don't know. No, I say, we're just lockers. Something blew up and my friend got hurt. We're looking for the rest of our crew. Likely story, the man says, but I see the flicker of the red. Forgive me if I just stumble on these words. I'm just processing this recognition in his face. That makes me think he might believe me. Still, his grip on the gun is as tight as ever. The look on his face makes me think he'll shoot at any moment. You both just stand still, he says. Sooner or later, someone will come along and I'll turn you over. He again thrusts the gun forward as if it has a visible bayonet on it. There's no need for that, I tell him. I have no guarantee that he won't pull that trigger. Look, Dennis says, we don't want any trouble, we're just confused as you are. Then in a moment, so fast that I just about to miss it, Dennis lunges forward. I have no idea. He's moving so fast. Just 30 seconds ago, I was worried about how much he looked close to death, but he's moving lightning fast now. His left arm coming down on the barrel of the gun like a club. In the commotion, the man does pull the trigger. The booming sound is deafening, and there is a moment where I think I've been hit. It takes a clanging noise around the tearing into the floor at my feet to help me realize that I have not been shot. That's thankful. Okay. I look to the floor to see where the shot missed my right leg by less than 3 inches. Oh! I'm paralyzed in shock for a moment as Dennis and the man fight over the possession of the rifle. There's a fire extinguisher on the wall I could use to I never seen that. Okay. But I might not be able to have enough time to grab it before Dennis is overpowered. Let's just punch him. We are Arnold Schwarzenegger at the moment. We can punch this guy. Dennis has the man pinned to the floor, but isn't strong enough to keep him down. As I fall to the floor to help, the barrel of the gun swings right in front of my face, a reminder of how much I had come to being shot. On my knees now, I deliver a hard, stiff punch to the man's face. I don't punch someone often. Never, really. I'm not usually the brawling type. Still, it is apparently effective. The man's head snaps hard, and his grip on the gun loosens. Dennis grabs the gun and falls to the floor, clearly winded in the pain. Our attacker is immobilized. I can feel a shift in the situation. Yet, although he is basically harmless now, I feel the need to pummel him, a desire that builds with each second I look at him. Yeah, this guy should be just maybe punched maybe 1 or 2 times, but come on, I mean, he's powerless now. He doesn't have his gun. I mean, come on. He's probably just no, he doesn't need to be punched anymore. So let's just stand up and step back. You took it easy on the man. He's definitely out now, no threat, or at least that's what I think. But he surprises me by mustering up one more swift kick in my direction, connecting with my forehead. Oh, my eyelid swells to the size of a grape almost immediately. It seems like this last attack is more to spite me than to defend himself. I stumble back and ready myself for another round of blows, but he just slouches into the floor. He's done. Dennis instantly hands the rifle over to me. I take it with shaking hands. I can't believe you stepped in between me and that gun, Dennis says. He could have killed you. I was pretty sure he wouldn't, I say, although I had known no such thing. Still, thanks, man. That was some pretty heroic stuff. You would have done the same, right? Nah, fam. He says nothing. I was right. What do you do now, boss? Dennis asked. We've come this far. I want answers. I sense that Dennis does too. I take the hard look at the man before I reply. We get answers from this guy. No answers, the man says. I don't have any. Next time, I won't just hit you, I say, plunging the rifle toward him. Now get up. He obeys quickly, but his legs are wobbly and he leans against the wall for support. I can feel my swollen eyelid from where he kicked me earlier. I just hope it doesn't get so bad that it affects my sight. Okay, let's move, I say, pointing the gun further down the hallway. Where we come this far and not going to let this guy stop us. We walk down the hallway until we come to the end. A single elevator waits for us. Its steel sliding doors larger than a normal elevator. Alright, guys. Whew. That was quite lengthy. I'm just gonna say that. I wanted to stop this at 25, but we just had to finish it, guys. What do you guys think of this situation? Do you think this guy's gonna have some, like, amigos with him and he's gonna be like, hey, these guys tried to kill me and lie, or he's actually gonna show us some answers? Please let me know down in the comments below, guys. I really do appreciate your support. Thanks so much for just tuning in. It makes me all, like, giddy inside. I'm just like this little candle. It feels warm, guys. I love you guys, and thank you so much for coming and watching Buried with me and experiencing this this adventure with me. Hopefully I'll get another one of these up much more sooner. But I love you, each and one of you guys. Thank you so much. And I will see you guys in the Nightosphere. Bye, guys.
Is someone there?